I'm hoping that LeBron James comes back soon, but I'm also hoping that Rob Pelinka does something that will make him want to come back. It's not that hard. 1 + 1 is 2, not Jello. Do something about it, Rob, because the Laker fans are getting very, very impatient with you. And if the Laker fans get impatient, that means that they're getting impatient with Jeannie Buss. And if they're going to get impatient with you and Jeannie Buss, then people will stop coming to games. And guess what that's going to hurt? Little Jeannie's pockets.
Yo, Beth, that shit crazy.
What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. We are back. We are back. We are back. Welcome to the All Even Podcast, episode 225. You can catch me on Instagram and X for now at All Even Podcast. You can listen to the show on Podbeam as well as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. I'm all over the place. Here, go to TikTok for as long as it's here. All Even Media, not say hello there. There's a lot of clips there. Go to YouTube, hit that subscribe button, like, share, and comment. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We are approaching 11K. We are going to knock that door down very, very soon. No one's here with me today, except a road dog, Silent Assassin. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a good week.
Good week, good productive week. Call this the Renaissance of the Silent Assassin. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Anything interesting happen on Sunday?
There's some pretty big events.
Oh, yeah. Listen, man, nothing could take me out of the mood that I'm in right now. I'm telling you, I've had a decent week at work. It was fine, but certain things that used to bother me didn't bother me this week. No, it's not going to bother me. No, not going to happen. Lots to get into, though. We have Soto to talk about. The Soto watch is over. It's all done. He's chosen his destination. And there's a reason why I'm wearing this shirt. I love you, Soto. Mets time. That's what I'm talking about. So we're going to talk about that. Also, too, David Wright is getting his number retired. And what a celebration that's going to be. This is going to be a banner year for a lot of reasons for the Mets. We're going to discuss that. Thursday night football. We're going to talk about the Rams and 49ers. 49ers season is over, and I couldn't be more excited to talk about that. As well as entitlement from these players nowadays. We're starting to see that there's this trend happening. In so many weeks, we've seen things happen. So we're going to discuss that. Randy Moss is cancer-free, and we'd like to discuss that as well. Shouts to Randy Moss, because that's a very, very big thing. Bill Belichick. He is off to college with his PYT. He is the new head coach of the North Carolina Tar Heels. I want to discuss that. How is it going to work? Is it going to be successful for him? Will he have some type of impact? And I think he will. I'm going to get into that. OBJ parts ways with the Miami Dolphins. Is it over for OBJ? Is this how his career ends? We'll discuss that. Where's LeBron James? Like, literally, where is he? Not the fact that he's not showing up on the court. LeBron James is taking a leave of absence from the Lakers. When will he come back, and what will he come back to? There's a lot of rumors swirling around the Lakers. We're going to discuss that. Jimmy Butler. Will Jimmy Butler be traded out of Miami? There's a lot of teams that are circling the waters as well for him. My irrelevant news of the week. And the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
Before I get into all of that, though, before we get into Juan Soto, I got to give it to Trump. I do. I have to agree with one thing that Trump wants to do. Got nothing to do with tariffs. Got nothing to do with lowering food prices, mass deportation. We don't care about none of that stuff today. What I do agree with him on is that we need to get rid of this daylight savings time nonsense. What do we need it for? This was something that they put back into the Stone Age when they didn't have no damn technology and it made sense. It don't make sense now. What the hell do I care about? I know what time it is really. So if even my clock, there's a clock upstairs that's like an hour behind. Don't care. I know exactly what time it is. I can check my phone. I check my phone. It's fine. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, this is what do you do? Just to save an hour or what? Why?
Yeah, I don't understand the whole we get an extra hour of sleep, we lose an extra. I don't. It's the same time to me.
Same thing. Your body is already used to waking up at a certain time. Your body know what time it is.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what the clock says. Your body got a clock. It's just dumb. So yeah, Trump, get it out of here. Get it the hell out of here. I agree with that. Moving on. There is Messi, and then there's Remy Ma. Remy Ma has people dragging her all throughout social media right now because of what's going on between her and her estranged husband. They're still married, Papoose. And there's been rumors swirling for a while that she was cheating on Papoose with a battle rapper named Easy the Block Captain. Well, all of those things are confirmed now because Papoose went to social media to expose it. But before he did that, Remy Ma went to social media and was trying to put Papooses' new girlfriend on blast. And you having side texts with her and blah, blah, blah. And Papoose was like, listen, I tried to be civil. I asked for a divorce. You won't give it to me. But now you're going to try to, make me look like a victim online? Because you were living foul? So she was living foul first. She went to jail. He held it down, held the daughter down, all of that stuff. When she came out, all of a sudden she want to get BBL. She want to get a BBL and she got a new lease on life. Then she cute now. When she had the SpongeBob body before that, right? Then she cute now and went ahead and did what she did. So now Papoose is dating a boxer, right? And she's harassing the boxer girl. So I think she had gotten to Papoose's phone and saw a text chain and she posted that. Like, oh, what are you doing? So the girl is like, yo, bro, you're embarrassing yourself. Like, why are you worried about what he's doing when you had 2 boyfriends? You know what I'm saying? It's like she is the definition of a narcissist. Mm-hmm. And somebody who can't take a L. She needs to be the one to do the damage. She can't take the L, so she don't know how to handle it.
Yeah, she cheated first and then he's ready to move on.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, they're technically not together.
Yes.
But still legally, whatever, and then he's not allowed to move on, but you can go cheat on the guy.
Exactly. And the beauty about this, right? The beauty about Papoose dating this new chick, where she's a professional boxer, right? Is that I think her name is Clarissa something. I can't remember the last name. She can knock Remy Ma ass out, right? She can knock her out cold. That's one thing. But Papoose already knocked out Easy the He already knocked out Easy the Block Captain. Already did it. So you got knockout kings over here and you got the narcissist on this side. I love it. But the fact that she's making it seem like she's the victim or he's this nasty. No, he's not. Everybody know Papoose. Papoose a good dude. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy how certain people can embarrass themselves when everybody knew the truth months ago. He had this big battle And the rumors were swirling. I even covered on the show that time. Rumors were swirling that her and him were involved. And now it comes to fruition. It's just like, yo, why are you making it seem like you wasn't out there living foul? So I think I have the screenshot of Papoose' social media post because I like that messy stuff. I do. I'm gonna read it. Yes, there it is. Oh, good. So Papoose said, I quote, "While I was home with my daughter last Christmas, this is where Remy Ma was." And there's a picture of Remy and Easy the Block Captain booed up in front of a Christmas tree, right? Booed up. Now, now that I finally moved on, she's angry and making up lies. Narcissist. I told her we could divorce like adults. She refuses to do that because I wouldn't lie and say I didn't knock this chump out. I still got the messages of her begging me to lie about the knockout. But who cares? He didn't throw one punch back. Hashtag super soft. Pause. Last time I saw this chump, he was in the fetal position. Damn, that was bad. Everybody saw it. When I knocked him out, Remy woke him up and went home with him for 4 days. I went home with my daughter. As you can see, she couldn't wait to lie about it again. SMH. Hashtag narcissist. I didn't knock him out because he slept with my wife. I knocked him out because he shook my hand and then slept with my wife. Bars. Bars. Listen. What else can you say? What else can you say at that point, right? He laid it out. Then we heard Easy the Block Captain. Well, he got on, I think he was on Shade Room, and said, "Oh yeah, well he knew about it and blah blah blah, and you know he put a recording device in her car, and you know he didn't hear me, but he heard her talking to me, and you know that's some weirdo shit." And I'm just like, no, it's not. How is Papoose a weirdo when he suspects his wife doing foul shit with some dude out there, and he gets the evidence? He was right. So you're gonna be weird because you were right? You just look, they both look clownish. Very, very clownish in this situation. It's just like nobody's on her side. I haven't found not one person that's on his side, or her side, or him. And it's like, no, it's not gonna happen. You know, she knows that she's wrong, but she's gonna live on it. She's gonna stand on it. And it's so crazy. She went from having Papoose, and everybody loves Papoose, good guy, model citizen, right? To Pap Schmear. Yo. Oh my God. Get this dude out of here. Got knocked out. Got knocked out and got the nerve to talk. What? She picked you up and then nursed you back to health for 4 days. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. So we on your side, Papoose. I mean, we support you fully. Whatever you want to do, if you want to go ahead and go date this knockout artist for a little while, or if you're going to get, whatever you want to do, we support you 1,000%. We don't care about Remy Ma. We don't care about SpongeBob SquarePants. She can be able to do what she want to do with Pap Schmear. We don't really care. So that is that. After the break, the greatest Sunday of my life, and also the greatest press conference happened yesterday that we have to talk about after the break.
Yo, it's your man DJ G Money from that Flip the Script podcast. You see it? We in the studio right now. Flip, shut up. Yeah. Whoa, listen. Shout out to the All Even podcast. My man Barry Grant Jr. What's up, man? What happened? What you want to say to the people?
Shout out somebody else's podcast?
Yeah, don't mean get the joint. What's up?
All Even.
All Even podcast.
Yo, it ain't even up here, boy. We put this, yo, what's up, man? All Even. Yo, you, oh my God. What's up with you, man? Now you well, that's a shout out. You keeping this?
Yeah, keep all that. You want to jump in the
All
camera?
Even podcast, right?
Yeah, all
Shout out
even.
to All Even podcast, right? All
Yeah.
Even. That's your man.
My man.
All right, shout out to All Even podcast.
100%. He cool. Is he cool? Let me see. Is he cool?
G. G.
Oh.
Shout out, G.
Oh.
Ah.
He cool, man.
It's finally happened. You know, there's a reason why I got this shirt on right now, Silent Assassin. I love you, Soto. Because the Juan Soto watch is over. It's done. We all know it's been, 4 days now? 5 days? Juan Soto signs a massive historic deal with the New York Mets on Sunday. And I just like to go back there because I remember early conversations that I was having with my good buddy, the Silent Assassin, that day. And I said, don't feel right. Doesn't feel like he's coming to us. It feels like he might be going to the Yankees. I don't know. I just had this feeling. And Silent Assassin was like, yeah, looks that way. And then kind of went silent a little bit. I forgot about it. I wasn't refreshing my phone. I didn't care because I was just like, any minute now, we're gonna see the breaking news ticker goes back to the Bronx. I was like, you know what? Snap out of it. I still got a little confidence. I still got confidence in Cohen. I still got confidence. But listen, if we don't get him, it's not because we didn't do our best. And that's all you can ask for out of your front office. Well, I was having conversations with the Silent Assassin, and she was like, I have a headache. I just want this to end. I just keep refreshing my phone, and I'm done. I just need this to end one way or another. Well, 35 minutes after that, I check my phone, and I have a bunch of texts from the Silent Assassin. We got him! We got him! I said, what? What's going on here? Juan Soto signs the big deal, 15 years, $765 million. It can actually go up to, $804 million or something like that? 805, 804?
805, yeah.
What a deal. But what I love about the deal the most is that $75 million signing bonus. The deal is really, really team-friendly when you think about it. You know, he's only going to be making like $46 million a year. I think I have the actual breakdown of the contract here. Let me see if I can be able to find that. Because when I saw this, I was like, nah, this is kind of too good to be true, to be honest with you. Like, this is a great deal. It's a great deal. Let me see if I can find it. One moment. We are getting there. There we go. Is that it? No. I swore I had it. Let me see. Nope. Well, anyway, if I can find it or if Silent Assassin can find it, then we'll put it up.
Text.
Yeah. So I think it was like that. The average he's going to be making is like $46 million a year. I think next couple of years he's going to be making 46. Then I think that there's 1 year he's making 42. Then he goes back up to 46. So really and truly, if you look at the deal, he's making anywhere between $2 and $6 million more than Aaron Judge.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great deal. You know what I mean? The opt-out after year 5, which is he can opt out. If the Mets want him to go, they can be able to just let him walk, or they can void the opt-out and give him an additional $4.5 million a year or something like that for the next 10.
Mm-hmm.
You can't beat that. Like, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So how did you feel, Silent says? Of course, I detailed your reactions and you acting like a mad person. But, you know, the fact that we got him on Sunday night, how was that?
Yeah, like, especially that weekend, like the whole weekend I was on my phone kind of going through it, refreshing. And then as the days went on, I was like, oh, it's kind of leaning more toward the Yankee side. I'm like, oh, like kind of like started to sting a little bit. I'm like, oh, like, I can't like again, like you said, like fault the Mets because they did try their hardest, whatever
Yeah.
the outcome was. But I was like, I just really, really want to see this guy in right field and have an excuse to spend like $80 on the
Yeah.
front row
Yeah.
in right field just to see him like that close. And right when I saw, like, I had put my phone down for like 5 minutes, like I need a break. I'm like, oh, I can't wait anymore. So and then within that 5 minutes, it says I get from Jeff Passan breaking news, and I was like, where to go? Like, and then it says New York Mets, and I was like, I started freaking out. Like, I texted you, texted my family, like, well, we got it, let's go. And then now from almost a week now, like everything all over my phone is Juan Soto, like breaking news, drama, and all this stuff against the Yankees and whatnot, and seeing him like in the jersey yesterday was a beautiful sight.
That is a great segue, Silence.
Yeah.
The press conference was yesterday, Thursday, and a lot of people are poo-pooing the press conference, saying that, it wasn't that spectacular. But listen, not every press conference is going to hit like that. I don't really care, because what we saw was a guy that showed that he wanted to be here, talked up the Mets, talked up the Yankees. He talked up his process, saying that it was a difficult process to make or decision to make. But, he spoke with his family. They really took their time, did their homework on every team. Scott Boras did a great job with laying out all the kind of scenarios for every particular team. And Juan Soto felt that projecting out, the Mets will be in a better position than most of those teams that were vying for him. I can't disagree. When you have the richest owner in the game, when you have the building, budding prospects that we have, when you have David Stearns, when you have Carlos Mendoza, when you have these pieces, yeah, the Mets look like they're going to be a very attractive destination for the next decade plus, because they have the resources to do so. I'm not saying that the Yankees don't, but the Mets are going to have way more resources to be able to build long-term than the Yankees do. Red Sox, we'll see if they can be able to commit to consistent success, because John Henry likes to spend one time and then he likes to go ahead and not spend on the team for years, and that's why the Sox are here, right? The Blue Jays, nobody wants to take the Blue Jays money. That's just what it is. They got money. Nobody wants it. Bo Bichette wants out. And Vladdy probably wants out too, right? So all of these teams that are vying, and we already know what the Dodgers do. The Dodgers are the Dodgers. But I talked about this, that Juan wanted to be the man. He didn't talk about this specifically in his press conference, but, I don't think he needed to necessarily say that. We know that it's about comfort level. It's about him trying to maximize and be the best baseball player he can possibly be. And it's also about family. Juan Soto doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. I don't really know if he goes to parties like that by himself or with an entourage. He hangs out with his family. He does everything with his family. So for Steve Cohen and Alex Cohen to be able to really find that sweet spot, to be able to touch him like that. I remember when all the rumors came out about something happened with a close family member. Steve Cohen made sure that he did his homework, reached out and tried to see how they can be able to kind of bridge that gap. And the fact that he was able to, give Juan Soto that reassurance that his family is going to be taken care of when they're at the stadium. It's big. It's important. They're not going to be harassed by one security guard that knows this person and still wants to give them a hard time. Like, it's his family. His family should have free access to be able to go to a suite. And for the fact that the Yankees never wanted to give him a suite, we don't give suites to players. We don't give suites to Judge or G. Okay, well, that's why you ain't gonna get nobody. That's why you can go ahead and go settle with Max Fried. Go ahead, go get him. Go get Devin Williams. That's fine. But let me see a big-time position player free agent that's a superstar of the caliber of a Juan Soto that's going to go to the Yankees. That's what I want to see. So when a guy like Vladdy is a free agent, when a guy like Kyle Tucker's a free agent, when a guy like Bo Bichette's a free agent, I want to see what happens. I want to see if the Yankees actually even go into that. They probably go after Kyle Tucker, but I want to see what you're going to be able to give up, because it's not about the Yankee way anymore. It's about these players. Players run the sport. They want to be the guy. They want to feel like they're special. Juan Soto's a special player. Yeah, you might have gave him close to whatever we offered him, right? But at the same time, he was looking for reassurances that you didn't give him throughout the entire year that he was here. He had a good time being a Yankee, but there was a lot of issues with his family that he didn't like. So if you weren't willing to rectify that situation, why the fuck do you think he would sign with you? Just plain simple. You know what I mean? And then, there was a reporter that asked him, hey, have you spoken to any of your Yankee teammates from the... No. After the World Series, I ain't talked to nobody. I've been focused on my process. What I need to talk to them for? New phone, who this? That's what it is. So that's what they said. They said, he got a new phone because there was people blowing up his there, kind of, harassing him a bit, so he had to change the number. So they said he's going to reach out to his Yankee teammates, speak to them, make peace. That's nice. I won't, though, because Yankee fans right now are crashing out. They are. They want to make fun of him in his Mets jersey and say, oh, he put on weight. He's already out of shape. Look at him. This is the same player a week ago that you wanted. So he would have been out of shape in that Yankee jersey as well as that person. You guys would have been just fine with it. See, don't be that way. Just because you lost out to the Mets, don't be that way. Don't be mad. You got Aaron Judge. You had Alex Rodriguez. You had Tino Martinez, Jason Giambi, Bernie Williams, Tino Martinez, if I didn't say that already, Jorge Posada, Scott Brocious, all of these great players. Not even talking about the pitchers. Clemens, Cone, Wells, Tanaka. You had Matsui as a player. All of these great guys. Don't be mad now because finally we get one. Can we have one? We don't even ask for much. We just asked for one guy, and we got him. So that's all I'm saying is that Juan Soto chose the Mets. For whatever reason, whether it be the fact that Cohen knew how to be able to take care of his family, whether it was the fact that he is projecting out, seeing that the Mets are going to be a very, very stable and legitimate franchise for the next decade plus, or he loved New York and wanted to see the other side of it. Yeah, okay, I saw Monument Park. Yeah, it's nice. But heard about that Queens place. It's pretty good. And on top of that, I hit the ball really, really good here. In my career, I've hit the ball really good here. No matter what jersey I wore, I hit the ball out of the park here. So it may not be friendly to everybody else. It's friendly to me. He's always wanted to be a Met. I know that for a fucking fact. That he always wanted to be a Met. It's just something there. I see it. And I will be wearing this shirt for a very, very long duration of the season this year. I have multiple. I have every color. I have orange, blue, black. It's Juan Soto year. It'll be Juan Soto here for the next 15. I, as a Met fan, finally feel vindicated, right? I've always envied the Yankees. Not because of the fans, not because of Yankee Stadium, not because of Monument Park, not because of all the great players that they've always had. That's a given, right? Like, you see the lineage, you see Reggie, you see all these guys. I was an A-Rod fan growing up, and to see him in pinstripes burned me. But I get it. I understood why, because you had an owner that stopped at nothing to win. You had an owner that it didn't matter what the cost was, he was going to fit the bill because he was obsessed with making the Yankees great. We have an owner in Steve Cohen that grew up a Mets fan that wanted to see this team finally be taken seriously as a major player in the game. You have David Stearns, who grew up a Mets fan, who used to sneak into Shea Stadium, is finally leading this team when he had $6 to work with in Milwaukee and made it stretch and brought great players in. Now he has the biggest payroll to be able to deal with. Now we can really see this guy build this organization the way he sees fit. You have the players that they constantly talk about how special it is and how special they feel being Mets because the owner is so accessible and listens to them and takes their advice and has these powwow meetings with them to see how he can be able to improve their experience. Why wouldn't you want to be a Met? This is the golden era for Mets baseball. I'm 39. I've never seen a World Series championship for my Mets. I've seen them in the World Series. I saw 2 of those, 2000, 2015. I was there in 2015 for those 3 games. I was. But I've never seen them hold that trophy. And I'm not going to guarantee it because baseball and sports is just a very, very different game. But man, is it going to be fun chasing that championship for the next 15 years. Because I probably be able to tell my son, you grew up in a time where the Mets were really good. I didn't. And it will be a different experience for him than what I or my other friends have gone through. So, Juan Soto, as the great Jacob Fatu would say, I love you, Soto. That's my man. Moving on to more Mets news. And this, to me, the Juan Soto news was great. But this was better for me. Because personally, there was nobody better in a Mets uniform than David Wright. When David Wright got on the scene in 2004, he was called up mid-season. And I remember that guy. I was like, so that's our new third baseman. All right. See what he has. And what a sweet swing he had, man. Be able to, he was a gap-to-gap hitter. Had some pop when he first came up, but he was used to flash that glove too. He was good. And then he started to get better. Became a 30 home run guy, 35 home run guy. We had the run in 06 with Beltran and Delgado, and John Valentin was here, and all of these other guys, right? Paul LaDuca is our catcher. Like, we had this team. Andy Chavez with the great catch. David Wright was the constant. Jose Reyes was the constant. He got traded. David was still here. David flirted with, when he was a free agent. We thought that we were going to lose him to the Phillies. And he stayed and took deferred money. Who does that? We had a guy that was our guy, our captain. He was our version of Derek Jeter. He was supposed to shatter every Mets record known to man. And then a little thing called spinal stenosis took him. Changed his career. And he still tried to battle through that. Still tried to be available. Never made excuses. Was always available to the media to speak to them, and was always consistent in his message that he's the leader of this team and he's not going to let them go, lose their way in regards to leadership. Yeah, the team might be bad, but David Wright was always consistent. And what more can you ask for out of a leader? I used to always buy tickets, Metropolitan section, third base line. I had to because I had to see number 5. Well, number 5 is getting his number retired in city as he should. And when you see all the great names that are up there, Seaver and Keith Hernandez, Darryl, Doc, David belongs up there. Can't forget Mike. David belongs up there as well. Maybe David belongs up there more than any other one. Because for me, yeah, if you want to go ahead and say that Tom Seaver is the greatest Met, can't disagree with you. Tom Seaver is one of the greatest pitchers of all time. You want to say that Mike Piazza is your best Met, okay? There's an argument there. For me, it's not even close. David Wright was the greatest Met ever because he put on that uniform and he made us proud to be Mets fans. No matter how good or how bad the team was, he was always there with a smile on his face and played his heart out for his entire career. So, David, I'm going to be there that night. And I may shed some tears because you're my guy. So, salute to David Wright, man. Well-deserved. And it's going to be a great night to see the old captain probably pass the torch to the new captain, which is Frankie. So, shouts to the Mets. Shouts to David Wright. Shouts to King Cohen, as I like to call him, because he made all this possible. After the break, do we really have to talk about football? I guess. Thursday night football after the break.
Yo, this is Cigar Gents and Gals. I want to give a shout out to my boy Barry for leaving podcast. Keep doing your thing, bro. Killing it.
Thursday night football, we had a division matchup between the Rams and the 49ers. Rams win a field goal matchup, 12-6. What a game. What a game that was. Wasn't a fun game to watch, but the outcome of the game was beautiful. The fact that the 49ers are eliminated, amen in regards to football. We love it. Because they were, the bang, bang Niners. And yeah, we're going to go to the Super Bowl. And we got Christian McCaffrey. Brock Purdy's better than Dak. Brock Purdy. Okay. All right. Kyle Shanahan. He's the next Bill. But no, he's not. I detailed about this guy years ago. In regards to certain moments, Kyle Shanahan chokes up in pressure. Now, this is not his fault. This team has dealt with a lot of injuries this season. They don't have healthy running backs. They're down to like their 5th string guy. So I get it. It's a rough season. Can they rebound? Yes, they can rebound next season. They're going to have to make a lot of changes because they have a lot of guys that are on big deals. It was kind of Super Bowl or bust for this team. So do I feel that Kyle Shanahan has lost the locker room? No, I don't. I don't feel that at all. I feel that when things are good, it doesn't matter if guys are not playing. It doesn't matter if guys are not getting the snaps that they want. It doesn't matter if guys are not getting the targets they want. When you're winning, everybody kind of gets pacified by the success. And that's what you've seen with the 49ers over the last few seasons, right? They've been very, very good. They've been successful. So, of course, there's going to be a lot of sacrifice from guys that might not want to sacrifice, but they'll do it because why? You're winning. And when you win, can't really complain because you look crazy when you complain when you win. But when you lose, that's when you start to see the real personalities of particular players. And when you have guys that feel that they're better than this guy, and they're not playing, they end up becoming petulant children. I remember in high school, guys wouldn't play, or he wouldn't want to. He'd quit the team. Well, coach doesn't want to play me because I don't want to play. Well, you're on the team, bro. Why don't you just practice and work hard and try to see if you can crack? No. I don't want to play. If I don't start, I don't want to play. Okay. So you go ahead and go through all that hard work and you quit just because you're not getting your way. So a guy like Devondre Campbell can look at his head coach and not enter the game when he's requested to go into the game when he's needed because of injury. You have teammates that have had family tragedies, have been shot, and yet they show up and play while you are upset because you didn't get the minutes that you thought you were entitled to. This is the problem in our sports today, is that these athletes, when they come up, they have their ass powdered and pampered and told that they're the best at every particular level. They've been treated like kings, and people bend over backwards to make sure that they're happy and content. But what ends up happening when they get to the pros is that there's 52 guys that got the same type of treatment. So they're not going to give you that special treatment if you're just a guy on the team, which Devondre Campbell is. He's just a guy, a jag. He's not a superstar. He's not a great player. He's not a difference maker. He's a jag. And when you're a jag and you realize that you're a jag, you will look at a situation and say, well, we're losing, so I got to think about myself instead of still thinking about the team. You should be thinking about the team in a win. You should be thinking about the team in a loss. And for you to leave the game in the third quarter when your coach needs you and your teammates need you in a game that they can possibly win with a couple of plays that you might have helped change the course of the game. You didn't allow yourself to even have that option. You let your teammates down. Why? Because you want to be selfish, because there's this entitlement that these players have. So what are you saying to Kyle Shanahan, the 49ers, which they are going to cut you, because I've seen it in the actual report here. And Kyle Shanahan said it himself. He said, we're working through the semantics of exactly how to deal with it. But you guys heard it from me last night. You heard it from our players. His actions from the game is not something you can do on your team or teammates and still be a part of our team. So he's going to get cut. Players have come out and talked badly about him, badly about the situation. But what are you saying to the other 31 teams that are around the league? If you can be able to quit on your team, why should anybody give you a chance? So for me, this looks like a retirement. Ain't no way you think you're going to keep playing. Why would any franchise trust you with, first off, giving you money, right? Because they're giving you money so you can be able to be a professional and be there on time, be at practice, be a film study, all of these things, right? You have to be there, be professional. It doesn't matter if you win or lose, you still have to get there. Now they have to worry about you leaving mid-game because you're not happy about your role on the team. What the fuck are you, 7? Burger King is hiring, though. Just be careful about the new tariffs that's in. May alter your money. So that's all I'm going to say about it. I mean, there's nothing really more to say, but there is this entitlement situation that we have in the NFL. This is like 2 weeks apart. Deontay Johnson. Now you have Devondre Campbell. Guys that are just not checking into games because of what? You're not happy with the role that you have? You think everybody's happy with the role that they have on teams? I'm sure that there's guys on the bench that are special teams that want to be starters. But they understand that their role on this particular team is not that right now. And it is what it is. Everybody wants to be the star and have the star role or be the leading actor in a movie. Some people are just extras. And the extras are needed too. They have a different role. We all have roles to play in our lives. Everybody can't be stars. And maybe, just maybe, you might need to look yourself in the mirror and realize that you're not that special. Moving on. I am really, really happy because my favorite head coach, one of my favorite head coaches, he's not going to coach my team, unfortunately. But he's headed to college. Bill Belichick is going back to school, y'all. He's going back to school. He said, you know what? I want to go to the University of North Carolina. I want to go there and change things just like how Dean Smith did it on the basketball side. I want to go there and coach up this football team. Well, he agreed to a deal. I think it's a 3-year deal for Carolina. He's now the UNC coach. He's bringing his young PYT with him. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fantastic. I don't know what's going on with these old men and these young girls, man. Al Pacino. You got, what's the other one? Guy in Meet the Fockers.
De Niro.
De Niro. Belichick. They are up. Right? It's the era of the old guy now. I respect it. I do. He's bringing his PYT with him. I don't know what kind of role she's going to have. Maybe she's going to be maybe she'll be a coordinator. I don't know. But we don't care. As long as he's bringing her, we good, right? But the question that people are having is, will he be successful? The college game, obviously, is not the NFL game. He dominated the NFL game. Why? Because he had Tom Brady. He had a great owner. He had the ability to be able to get the guys that he wanted to be able to fit his system. Right? The Patriot way. He came up with that particular line. Patriot way is more like the Belichick way. And people are doubting it. People are looking at his age. People are looking at the fact that he doesn't understand the landscape of the college game. Here's why I think Bill Belichick is going to do very, very well. I just laid it out for you. Bill Belichick is going to be able to pick his own groceries, which means that he's going to be on the recruiting trail with his team, obviously, and going to get the players that he wants. Right? So he's going to be looking at tape and he's going to get the type of player that he wants to be in his program. That's one. Two, we talked about having full control with the New England Patriots. Bill Belichick will also have full control. He can be able to put in his system, hire his coaches, however he wants to go about it. It's Bill Belichick and the players. So whatever system he runs is what they're going to have to get used to and maximize their potential. Same thing happened in New England. Bill Belichick is going to be able to put his imprint on this franchise or this organization or program. I see him being successful, and he doesn't necessarily have to be here for that long. I can see Bill Belichick probably staying anywhere between 4 and 5 years. He's 72 years old. He can coach until he's 77. He's in good shape. He got that PYT with him. There's a reason for it, right? Keeps him young, virile. But, you know, I think it's a very good structured situation for him. He can be able to pick the players. He has a system. He knows how to coach. He knows how to coach defense. That's how he's going to lead his teams, defense first. He's going to have some gritty teams, guys that are not highly recruited, guys that are not top superstars in college or high school. They're not all county or whatever it is. He's going to get the hard-nosed, hard-working guys that show up to practice every day, are coachable, and will run through a wall. And I am curious to see. I'm going to support him. I am a Duke fan. But I will support Bill Belichick because that's my guy. Bella Rings is special for a reason. And I'm going to support him because I think he's going to be very successful. So, North Carolina, y'all chose a good one. Hopefully it works out. I'm not saying that I got a crystal ball, and I'm saying it will. I am very, very confident that he will be successful at North Carolina. Moving on. I'd like to give a big shout out to Randy Moss. Randy Moss had an announcement last week and said that, he's dealing with something internally in regards to some medical issues. He was wearing glasses on camera and didn't really give us any details about that, but has come out, I believe it was today, and said that he had successful surgery. He had liver cancer. He is now cancer free, and he's very grateful. Thanked all the doctors. Thanked his ESPN family, and me personally, I really, really am happy and that him and his family are good. They're in good spirits. He's in great spirits. I remember when he was wearing the glasses, and I was like, man, is it a glaucoma issue that he might have had? But then now it's starting to make sense. He had a liver problem, which means that his eyes were a different color. So that's why he wore the glasses, because if he didn't wear the glasses, people would actually confuse that with, oh, well, is he a drinker? What's going on here? Is he, he was having liver problems. So on the road to recovery, man, he's in remission, cancer free. Hopefully he can get back to work soon. But Randy Moss is a legend, and how he's kind of like reshaped his life, his career. He's just somebody that you really, really look up to. And, players that are coming into the league, they should want to be like a Randy Moss, knowing where he's come from, knowing the struggles that he's had in his career and the immaturity issues, and him being one of the greatest athletes and greatest wide receivers we've ever seen. For him to be able to transition into, an analyst role, be really great at that, be a great father, great husband. He's just a great person. And the fact that, he's had to deal with this ordeal and he's now hopefully past it. Shouts to Randy Moss, and hope you get back to work very soon, man. So moving on. OBJ and the Miami Dolphins have parted ways. And when I seen this come on the ticker on my phone, I was just like, man, is this where we are now? Is this where we are with OBJ? Is this the end? I remember when OBJ got on the scene from LSU. Special. He was a giant, but, still special. You can see the diamond through the garbage. You can sift through the trash and say, man, OBJ was special. And he was. But injuries are a hell of a thing, man. Injuries rob you of your prime years. It robs you of your athleticism. It robs you of your confidence. It robs you of everything that made you a great player. I remember when he got traded from the Giants to Cleveland. Nobody wanted that. I think he should have retired a Giant. Giants paid him and then shipped him out the door, which is one of the other reasons why they're a horrible franchise. But when he had the issues in Cleveland and he was released, and then the Rams picked him up. He had that aura again, that glare, that confidence, and every game he got better. And man, did he have a great Super Bowl. He had a touchdown in the Super Bowl. And then he tore his Achilles, tore his ACL again. And, tried to sign with the Ravens. That didn't work. Now he's with Miami, and that didn't work. So at this point, does OBJ really want to keep playing? Does he want to keep fighting for snaps and targets? Is it worth it? I think in a right situation, it might be for him to be a mentor to some of these young guys. But I don't necessarily believe that he needs to play football anymore. It's one of those things where at some point you have to look yourself in the mirror and say, how long do I want to keep chasing this when I know that I'm a shell of myself? And I don't want people to remember me this way. I want people to remember me by my one-hand grabs in pregame, that great catch against the Cowboys, right? The numbers that I put up for the first 5 years of my career that stands to this day. I think did Jefferson beat it? I think Jefferson might have did it, but he's still up there in regards to certain records, man. This guy was box office. He was special. And the decision is his, obviously. But would I want to see him continue to go from team to team without having a real carved out role or getting targets? I don't want to see that. That's not something I care to see. So hopefully, he takes some time, really assess what he really wants, and whatever decision he makes is going to be the right one. I would just like to see him in a really, really good situation to see if he can be able to succeed. If he's not in a very good situation, then I do think it's time for him to just call it quits, because we all want to remember OBJ as the great player that he was, not what he currently is. So moving on. Silent Assassin, did you see that video of Mark Gastineau and Brett Favre?
Yeah, I did. It was I didn't know who. Obviously, knew Brett Favre was. I didn't know the other guy, and so I saw when Brett kind of went up to him. It was just like daggers right from the start, very uncomfortable. Brett was kind of
he was trying to
guard,
be cordial, right?
Yeah, and then I did some more look into it. And apparently, obviously, Brett gave up the sack record.
Yeah,
he was kind of upset about
he
that.
kind of took the fall because Strahan was literally coming. He's gonna destroy him.
Yeah.
And listen, I watched this interaction, and I have a lot to say about Brett Favre. I don't. Obviously we know the history. We know what he's been through. We know the things that he was alleged to do and stuff like that. But I don't necessarily fault him here. And I understand Mark Gastineau. I understand that, when you've achieved something so great, and that's kind of like your last thing that you're holding on to for people to remember you. I can get how that can be life-changing, life-altering, and really hurtful and upsetting. But Mark Gastineau has to understand that records were meant to be broken. No matter how it happens, that's just the game. Greater players are going to come along, guys that have spectacular seasons and catch lightning in a bottle. But to blame Brett Favre for doing what he did why would you want to hang on to that type of pain? You know what I mean? Like it's best to make peace with it and make light of it as well. You can be like, look, man, you could have been able to try to put up a fight at least. Do that. You know what I mean? I would have appreciated you to put up a fight and then you went down, but for you to just fall like that, But for him to really be like really upset about it, obviously I can't tell somebody how to feel, and I won't. But I just think that there's just more to life. I think Gastineau is a great player. He was a part of the sack exchange for the Jets. Everybody knows how great he was. And that is something that he will always be able to hang on to. People are always going to see that Strahan, yes, has the record, but Mark Gastineau's name is right there. So he's never going to get lost in time. He's never going to get lost in the numbers game in regards to history. He's right there. And to be honest with you, there's a lot of players or a lot of people out there that didn't even realize that Mark Gastineau had the record. So this particular situation, Strahan getting it put light on him. That's why the sack exchange stuff came out. That's why people now know that Mark Gastineau was the guy and had the record. So I think all of those things he needs to kind of think about and realize that although you might have been really hurt by it, it's not a reason to carry that pain and that anger too long, because I don't think that Brett Favre did it intentionally. And I do believe that if Brett Favre knew hindsight 2020, somebody would react like that, I think he would have definitely handled it differently. As most people would. Right? But I ain't gonna hold you. I mean, if I see Michael Strahan running at me with that big ass gap between his teeth, I'd have been mad too and scared, and I'd have dropped to the floor. Hey, got me, ref. Here, sack. You're not hitting me. No, because that's back in the times where you could be able to take a quarterback out. You know what I mean? Not like just put him down slowly and make sure he's good and doesn't hit the floor hard. No, you can knock a dude out. No.
I was gonna say his rest of his career.
Yeah.
Could have been done after.
You saw what Strahan did to Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. He beat the hell out of him. We don't want that. So yeah, I don't fault him. I don't fault Favre, but I also don't fault Mark Gastineau for reacting the way he did. It's just that, you got two grown men. Hopefully they can be able to have another conversation and make peace with it. So that's what I'm going to say about that. After the break, my irrelevant news of the week. I don't know if I got any good stories. Maybe I do. We'll see after the break. Welcome back, y'all. Now it's time for my irrelevant news of the week.
Are you kidding me? I mean, how do you watch the? I mean, they stink.
Every week I find some interesting stories. I got some doozies this week. Malcolm in the Middle revival series is in the works at Disney Plus. I liked that show. It was a really, really nice show. It's crazy that the star of that show, he looks the same as an adult. It's weird. He has a weird face. Always had a weird face. And the fact that he's now like an adult. Frankie was a Muniz.
Yeah.
He looks the same with a beard. You could just imagine. You could picture his face. Just put a beard on it. Mm-hmm. That's how he looks. But for me, it's just like a revival. It's never as good as the original. You know what I'm saying? No matter how hard they try, even if they got the original cast in there, man, it's like, I'm going to watch it. But I don't think it's going to be that good. I don't know. What do you think?
I never watched the original series. No, I wasn't big it's like sitcom-ish vibes. Has more like the regular. I like Disney Channel, like Hannah Montana type sitcoms, but not like that. Was it ABC or something?
Yeah, I think that was ABC maybe.
Yeah, it wasn't a big
Fox or whatever it was. Yeah, but it was a good show. It was a good show. So I'm going to watch it, but I don't think it's gonna be very good. And Frankie Muniz looks weird. Moving on. Doc Rivers said some wild shit. Now, I've noticed that old men don't have filters. They don't understand what a pause is. They don't know that certain things you just shouldn't say. Well, Doc Rivers takes the cake today. Had a obviously an interview. I think it was practice pregame, and he said, and I quote, "My throat guy called me and said it's time for an evaluation."
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Like, yo, slow down. What? So then the reporter said, wait, you got a throat guy? And you were just waiting for, like, who has a throat guy?
Yeah.
But Doc Rivers did have surgery on his throat a few years ago. So we understand the premise of it, the context. But you can't say that, bro. You can't say that. My throat guy called me and said it's time for evaluation. Yo, that sounds wild. Like, I don't even want to say.
It's just like you just gonna say, like, oh, my doctor or something.
Yeah.
Who's this throat guy?
My throat guy told me that I need to come through because I need another evaluation. Bruh, that sounds like assault. That's what that sounds like. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, I mean, shouts to all the old heads out there. They don't care. They say whatever they want to say. Like, oh yeah, he hit me from behind. Whoa. Whoa, what are you talking about, sir? I was in my car and I got rear-ended. Whoa. Slow down. Relax. Nobody rear ends nothing. Okay? Don't say that. That's all I'm saying. Moving on. Mariah Carey cancels Sunday's UBS Arena show. Look, I am not somebody who is going to be a hater. Like, Mariah Carey has had a great career. She can sing, but if I got to hear that Christmas song one more time, I'm going to harm somebody. And I think that somebody must have been like, yo, who do we got for Sunday for UBS? Oh, we got Mariah coming to sing the Christmas song. Nah, you got to cancel that. We got to book somebody else. That song is annoying. The fact that is like the world Christmas, I don't like it. Everywhere you go, you hear this song. Every retail store you go into, you hear that song. Commercial, you hear that song. It's enough.
I'm not gonna lie. That's the only Christmas song I like.
You see, there's plenty of Christmas songs that I'm gonna push you on to. I can't do this one. I can't do it, man. She's made me listen. I've never been a Christmas person outside of since I was maybe 8 or 9. I wasn't a Christmas person. She has ruined it even more for me. That song is not bad. It's not a bad song, but like when you constantly hear it everywhere you go, like you go into the store and buy something. then you go into the car wash. You come on now. It's enough. Cease and desist.
Yeah, I get it.
Come on. Give me some Nat King Cole. Give me something else. I don't want to hear this. So yes, UBS did the right thing. Accept the cancel. Accept the cancel. Oh, she's canceled. Oh, why? Oh, Mariah, you sure you can't make it? Everybody's like, it's fine. It's good. Sure. All right, we'll reschedule. Ain't gonna be no reschedule. We reschedule after Christmas. You want to come here and do something else? That's fine. You ain't coming here and do that damn song. Enough. Moving on. Jay-Z accuser admits to mistakes in story as lawsuit faces scrutiny. So this alleged victim, now 37, stated that she was violated by Diddy and Jay-Z when she was 13 years old. However, they're saying that there are inconsistencies in her story. That can happen. I mean, they do have scientific proof that when there is trauma that somebody faces at a young age, the brain finds a way to self-soothe or cope, and there will be some type of like blocking out of a traumatic experience. So you can be able to remember that something happened to you, but you can't really detail the entire thing consistently because you have fragments of memory from that ordeal. That's a real thing. I'm not saying that this is the case here. Could be the other way, right? It could be cap. It could be wrong. But you also can't rule out the other side either. You know what I'm saying? The fact that Diddy's in another one, like, bruh, what are we doing? What are we doing? I didn't see any. You know, I'm not gonna say it. I'll make sure I do this before. I'm not gonna say it, but we'll see what happens. I am one person where I always say, "What, Silent Assassin?" We're gonna wait until the evidence comes out, and that's when we're gonna go ahead and draw up our opinions and such. But I just wanted to put that out there because a lot of people are like, "Oh, you see? Yeah, she lying." Nah, not necessarily. Not necessarily. So that is my irrelevant news.
You
of the
gotta
week.
be kidding me. I mean, how do you watch the? I mean, yeah, they stink.
I saw this story before we get into the NBA. We'll discuss basketball, but we're going to discuss another story in basketball, and it has to do with the, where is it here? She's the Times Athlete of the Year. That is Caitlin Clark. And Caitlin Clark accepted this award or prestige or whatever you want to call it, and she spoke about things that she wants to see done in the game of basketball. So she says, and I quote, "I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege. A lot of those players in the league that have been really good have been black players. This league has been built on them. The more we can appreciate that, highlight that, talk about that, and then continue to have brands and companies invest in those players that have made this league incredible. I think it's very important. I have to continue to try to change that. The more we can elevate black women, that's going to be a beautiful thing." Shouts to Caitlin Clark because she gets it. The WNBA has been around for a very long time. There's been great players. There's been impactful players, Hall of Fame players that have come through, and there hasn't been that rise in popularity in the game, although the game is a very niche game and there's a fan base that craves that product. Shouts to them. But in regards to getting the national notoriety that some of these players deserve, they haven't gotten there yet. But here's the thing that Caitlin Clark is now starting to realize. There is something called white privilege out there, whether it be in the corporate world, sports, movies, wherever it is, there is something called white privilege. However, there's another thing about recognizing your white privilege and using it to be able to help others get the shine that they need. That's what Caitlin Clark is doing. She realizes that she's the golden goose. She is. Where she goes, the league goes. If she's a great player, the league is going to continue to grow because they're going to follow her and follow her lead. If she can be the ones to be able to step through that door, to be able to shake hands with not only the white companies, the black companies, or whoever, she can now bring everybody along to go through and shake hands with those same exact people. Some of these people that support Caitlin Clark might not agree to that. They might not like her stance here, but this is a girl that gets it. I think she's always gotten it. She always understood the importance of her impact in society. She is a lightning rod, because when you talk about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, the two fan bases are always battling each other, right? And there's always this racial component that factors into the situation. Never with Caitlin Clark in regards to saying anything. It's always the people that support her, right? A very big majority of people. Well, she's telling those people that you need to go out there and support these players as well. They're great, they're talented, and they deserve the notoriety that I'm getting right now, if not more, because they've paved the way for me to be able to come into the WNBA, to be able to, carve out my own career and my own legacy. So shouts to her. I have nothing bad to say about Caitlin Clark. I really think that this is it's something that you can really admire and appreciate, and we don't really see that much, and I appreciate her greatly. I really do. You have any thoughts about that? No?
Yeah, I did see that story this morning, and definitely agree. Like, you have to understand that, people, and you're privileged, and that people don't always get the same opportunity when they should, because it shouldn't matter, color, gender, anything like that. Just if you're in that position, everyone deserves that equal position, and if you have that talent, if you have that knowledge, you should, given equal opportunity no matter what. So I think that's good that she's stepping up for the whole WNBA, and speaking out, especially now this whole year she's kind of been the top person in the league, so that's definitely important for the growth of the league and everything.
She is growing into her role as the face of the league, and that's just the way it goes. Well, somebody didn't like it, and we're going to talk about that. Washington Mystics owner Sheila Johnson didn't like it. She said, why couldn't they have put the whole WNBA on the cover and said the WNBA is the league of the year? When you single out one, it creates hard feelings. Now, I am not somebody who likes to be mean all the, I was going to laugh because that's a lie. I do like to be mean when it's warranted. In a situation like this, I will have to say to Sheila Johnson, shut it. Because when Michael Jordan came on the scene and everybody said, he's the guy that's going to push this league forward and get us all fucking paid, go ahead and be the poster child. When Magic Johnson and Larry Bird were pushing the league forward, they said, go ahead, young fellas, push the league forward and let us get paid, where Magic Johnson was the first $1 million player in the NBA history. You need stars to push your game forward. You don't need a participation trophy where everybody's on the cover and we can put the whole league as league of the year. No. Caitlin Clark is the money train. Jump on it and shut up. Anybody who's hating on that, who wants to poo-poo that or have hard feelings about that, tough shit. There's always one. There's always one to push the pack forward. There's always a king of the pack, a lion. There's a king. There's a king in everything. There's a president. There's this. You need somebody to pull everybody forward. Caitlin Clark is that for the WNBA. Whoever doesn't want to accept that will get left behind. All the companies and endorsements and sponsorships want to talk to Caitlyn. They don't want to talk to you, Sheila Johnson. They don't care. But if you are getting on the train that Caitlyn's on, then they'll take you to the party as well. It's the way it goes. Kobe Bryant pushed the game forward. LeBron James pushed the game forward. Steph Curry, all of these, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. One player is always the guy or the girl or the woman, whatever you want to say. Just the way it goes. So why do you? It's like you want to take this girl's achievements and put yourself in there and try. No. She will be able to push this league forward her way with her play and also what she says. She just showed you exactly how she's going to use her privilege and her platform to be able to push the game forward for everybody else. That's a leader. Instead of a GM that should be a leader that's crying bullshit. Go look at what your draft board is and don't fucking worry about what Caitlin Clark got to do. That might be a little mean, but the truth hurts. Is that one player, as great as she is the reason why your game will grow. And if you don't accept it, then you might not really want the game to grow the right way. Just saying. Moving on. The Los Angeles Lakers are in flux. They lost tonight against the Timberwolves. They are now 13-12. They've lost 4 out of their last 5 games. They are floundering because they have no weapons, no offense, no defense, no big man, no rebounding ability, no wing defense, no wing help, no point guard to be able to kind of lead the charge. I'm not going to say that they don't have a point guard. They do have D'Lo. He has had some good games, but outside of AD, LeBron, Reeves, Dalton Connect, sometimes D'Lo, this team has been rubbish. And LeBron James didn't play tonight, dealing with sore foot, but he's also been excused from the team for personal reasons. None of those which we know. There's been rumblings and rumors around LeBron James and the Golden State Warriors trying to make a trade for LeBron. We've heard from Brian Windhorst that said that LeBron is not interested in leaving LA. He's interested in the Lakers making fucking upgrades. Trade players. Do something. This team, as constructed right now, cannot win consistently. They don't have the players. They don't have the confidence. They have nothing. You're going to waste Anthony Davis. You're going to waste LeBron James. You're going to waste Austin Reeves. You need to go ahead and package off these players and go get you some guys. Rob Pelinka, I've said it already. I said it last week. This man is scared to make a mistake in a trade because he doesn't want to be the laughing stock of the league. Just like how he was the laughing stock when he made the trade for Russell Westbrook. You went ahead and traded all your fucking first round picks for that dude. Where did that get you? But at the same time, you're the GM. You're the president of basketball operations. Do something. So I don't know if LeBron James's personal reason absence is because he's staying away from the team until they do something, or there's something really going on and he has to fix a matter and then he'll come back to the team and try to help them win games. But either way, this is not a good situation. JJ Redick doesn't know when his player's coming back. I'm sure the players have no idea. Anthony Davis, which is his man, don't know. This is a bad situation. And Rob Pelinka continuously makes it worse because he does nothing. He sits on his ass and he doesn't take interviews, so he's not taking accountability in regards to answering any questions in regards to what's going on with the team. This team has been the same fucking roster for 2 years. You told everybody, trade deadline last year. We're going to make a trade. Trade deadline comes. We don't want to make a trade because, we don't have the power of the 2 first-round picks. We're going to wait until the offseason. Well, the offseason comes. You strike out on Clay. You strike out on DeMar DeRozan. You strike out on all of the Valanciunas. You strike out on all of these players. You make no trades. You still have your 2 first-round picks. No deals were made. You bring back Max Christie for $8 million a year that nobody cared to bid for. You bid against yourself. So I'm not shocked or surprised that LeBron James is taking a leave of absence. He's tired, I'm sure. And at 40 years old, he really has to do some soul searching. Does he want to stay in LA? I'm sure he does. Should he? Maybe not. And I'm a Lakers fan saying that. So, we'll see what happens. I'm hoping that LeBron James comes back soon. But I'm also hoping that Rob Pelinka does something that will make him want to come back. It's not that hard. 1 + 1 is 2. Not Jell-O. Do something about it, Rob, because the Laker fans are getting very, very impatient with you. And if the Laker fans get impatient, that means that they're getting impatient with Jeannie Buss. And if they're going to get impatient with you and Jeannie Buss, then people will stop coming to games. And guess what that's going to hurt? Little Jeannie's pockets. And if little Jeannie's pockets get hurt, then she's going to start to look at you, Rob, and say, well, what are you doing that's causing these people not to come to the arenas anymore? Oh, you're not making a trade? Well, why? Well, you're scared? No. Pull the trigger. So if you don't get it done, you might need to leave. I don't see it happening. I don't see him leaving because the power structure in LA is so toxic that they can't realize that they need to change within. So hopefully LeBron James comes back, but I am not holding my breath. Moving on. Jimmy Butler needs a trade, and they are open to trading him. Where should Jimmy Butler go? I think the Golden State Warriors are a great fit for him. If they can be able to pull that deal, that'd be good. I think that the Orlando Magic might be a good place for him as well. Oklahoma City Thunder, if they want to go ahead and put some pieces together, they have a ton of draft picks that I'm sure Miami would like. There's a couple of places that he can be able to fit. Jimmy Butler is a great player. He's had some injuries this year. The Heat have been very, very inconsistent. They're kind of in the same situation that the Lakers are in because of roster construction and lack of assets or, net negative players in trade situations. But hopefully Jimmy Butler can be able to get out of there soon and see how he reacts on another team that's a contender like a Golden State or even Los Angeles. Who knows? Who knows? After the break, the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
It's a good one. And we got it after the break. Welcome back, y'all. Now it's time for the greatest segment on the planet, Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
Every week I go around the room and I ask, who is the Dummy of the Week? Silent Assassin is the only road dog tonight. Who you got?
I'm going with people who voted for Trump. Getting some backfire.
Dummy, yeah.
Trump's going on his post winning interviews and obviously getting asked like, so you're going to do lower grocery prices and all these tariffs and you're going to help the American people. It's like, well, I don't know if I can really do that or if that's going to happen, but I guess we'll see and all this stuff. So all his tariffs, he said, were going to be a good thing. Now he doesn't know if they're going to harm American people and their pockets. So
it's so funny how this is unraveling So like I've said it already. I'm just gonna sit back and watch it burn. All of the stuff that he said, it's all bullshit. People believe bullshit because they don't fact check enough. People have no idea how a tariff works. So they said, oh, well, if Trump said it's fine, okay? I haven't heard anybody since Trump got elected talk anything about egg prices. Haven't heard it. Haven't heard how high food is anymore. Have you heard it? Have you heard any outrage about that?
Nope.
You know why? Because it's non-existent. That's just the way it goes. If you want to be able to see change, you go after the companies. You go after the supermarkets. You go after the food companies that are actually price gouging. That has nothing to do with the president.
President's like, all right, cereal's going to be $10 this week.
Right. He's going to wake up today and say, hey, I like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And I think that because I like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, the world should like it. So we are going to price this at $17 a box. What do we like? How are people that dumb? I'm starting to believe that they are, and I believe that was the Democrats' problem, right? Is that they kind of only appeal to college voters instead of appealing to everybody. So the people are like, yeah, tariffs are good, and deport everybody. Yeah, that's what we need. Oh, you don't need any of that. You need somebody that's actually going to have a plan instead of concepts of a plan. So, listen, we'll see what happens. If any of those things come to fruition or Trump says, hey, because he did say it in that interview. He said, the food prices. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get those down. Sorry, it is what it is. It's kind of what he said.
Didn't he was like, I don't know if it's like direct quote, but it's like, it's hard to get things down when they're already like high or whatever, something like that.
Yeah, he's basically telling you. It is what it is. But hey, stocks are going to be high on me. We're going to be able to, everything will be fine. So.
Dummy. Yeah.
Sometimes you have to know better. And some people don't. Sometimes it's their fault. Most times it's not. So we'll see what happens. I'll have my bowl of popcorn and I'll watch it burn. That was great. I didn't want to speak politics, but that was good. Sometimes you have to be drawn back in. Got to be drawn back in because I was so invested. Well, I have a good one as well. And it's not people that actually voted for a crazy person. It's these crazy people that have this entitlement that need to be humbled. May I have the drum roll, please? And the winner for Dummy of the Week, Yankee fans. Yankee fans are my...
Dummy. Yeah.
Now, here's my thing. I understand about how it feels to be rejected. I understand. Sometimes you don't get into the school that you want. Sometimes there was this girl in your science class that you liked, and she ended up liking the quarterback better, and you never got a chance to talk to her. And she said, oh, well, I always looked at you as the friend. I didn't really take you seriously. He's like, oh, friend zone. Oh, hurts. I get it. Rejection sucks. That's why a lot of people don't hope for things or they don't push for things in their life because they don't want that feeling of rejection or failure. So they shy away from it. I understand. And I sympathize and empathize with all of you that have to deal with those things. However, one group of people that I will never empathize and sympathize with are Yankee fans. Yankee fans are the most entitled bunch of people in the world because they believe that Every single player wants to be a Yankee. Every single player knows about Babe Ruth and Joe DiMaggio and Luke Gehrig and Mickey Mantle and Bernie Williams and Derek G. You know, the captain? Oh, 5 championships. Newsflash. There are kids in high school right now that have never seen the Yankees win a World Series. There are kids in high school right now that have no idea who the hell Bernie Williams is. Newsflash, not everybody cares, even if they are Yankee fans. And for a guy like Juan Soto to come into your building and use your amenities and play great baseball and have a career high in home runs, and his on base percentage was legendary, his OPS was good, his WRC plus was 180. All of those things are great, yes. He also didn't care about your rules about no haircuts or no facial hair and you can't do this and that, or we don't give sweets to players. It's the Yankee way, okay. He told you no. And for the first time in your lives, rejection is right there at the forefront. Somebody wore your jersey and said, I don't like the way this fits. I'd rather take the one in Queens. Rejection sucks, but it's also a time to reflect and look inward as to why you got rejected. Maybe, just maybe, you guys shouldn't think that everybody wants to be a Yankee. Maybe, just maybe, there's people out there that grew up watching the knucklehead Red Sox and said, I want to be more like that. There's people that watched the 86 Mets and said, man, those guys look like they had a lot of fun. I want to be like that. Nobody wants to go to the Bronx and see all this buttoned-up crap. They don't care about that. Also, too, why would you guys burn a 22 jersey? That's not Juan Soto's jersey. I can literally just buy a jersey somewhere online and put 22 on it. Is that a Juan Soto jersey? No. Roger Clemens wore the same damn number. You're burning his? It's just dumb. There's no names on the back.
Dummy, yeah.
What's wrong with y'all? Emotional. Then you guys want to take it further. The crash out just continues to go on. Juan Soto has his press conference on Thursday. He puts his jersey on and, he's put on weight. You mad now? Is that what we doing? That you checking the girl's DMs to see what she's doing? Or her posts? Get over it. You got Max Fried for 8 years. Hey, you're probably gonna get Cody Bellinger. Hey, whatever it is, you'll be fine. You'll move on. You'll be able to enjoy your players and have your no facial hair rules and nobody gets sweets and the Yankee way and everybody's going to go up to that boring stadium that's on the side of the road that all these people that do crack on. All these things, right? That's what you want. That's fine. But know that Juan Soto is not thinking of you. He doesn't care. He gave you his farewell speech and said, thank you for the support. Thank you for a good year. I've moved on to the baddie down the street. And we're going to share this OnlyFans page and make a lot of money. That's what he said. And it's okay to go back to playing your bingo, to go watching your sitcoms, and playing your video games. It's okay. Rejection is life. And sometimes you're not always going to get the player or the person or the girl or the guy or the job that you want. But what you can do is pick yourself up by your bootstraps and say, As always, next year. That's all for this show. Do I have a PSA? I don't really have a PSA. I don't. I've been wanting to spread the good word for so long, so many weeks, and tell people to keep their heads up, but I'm in a point where I don't care for that right now. You know why? Because Juan Soto's a Met, okay? I don't care about nothing else. Look. I told y'all months ago, right? I said, I'm going to sit right here and I'm going to predict that Juan Soto is going to be a Met. How many times I say it? How many times I say it?
A lot of times, every week.
Every week. For almost a year, I've been telling people, Yankee fans, enjoy the rental. It's fine. That's all I care about. There's no PSA here. There is none. My PSA is to the Mets fans. Enjoy the next 15 years. We fucking partying. That's what we doing. That's it. I love you, Soto. That's what we doing. We out of here.
My son is the champ. So get over it.